If you're looking for the latest NFL news and rumors, you're in the right place. Mitchell Renz from Chat Sports, ready to break everything down for you. So what I did today is I tried to find the biggest stories circulating around the NFL, and I was like, what are the biggest stories that our fans, that our subscribers are going to want to know? So here they are. The first one is around Russell Wilson potentially going to the Dallas Cowboys. Now, for those of you that live underneath a rock, Wilson and his team listed 4 teams that he potentially would want to play for. One of the teams was the Dallas Cowboys. So as soon as this story came out, you have everybody and their brother talking about it. And the interesting story is this. Dallas, we know, hasn't committed to Dak long term. And when Brandon Marshall, who used to actually play in Seattle and actually played with Russ for a little, was asked, do you think that the Dallas Cowboys should go out and trade for Russell Wilson? You bring him in since you're not going to commit to Dak Prescott long term. Brandon Marshall, who I love and respect very much, actually the very first fantasy football article I ever wrote was about Brandon Marshall. Please go check it out. If you don't want to check it out, I don't blame you. My English sucks. Then just watch this video here. So, Brandon Marshall basically just said, hey, you pay Dak, you don't go out and trade for Russ. This is his exact quote. Continue to build your team around Dak. You know the grass isn't always greener on the other side because you don't know Russ's style and how he operates and how he moves. Dallas, you have your guy. Pay him. Let the world know he is the guy. So that's what Brandon Marshall had to say on potentially going out and bringing Russell Wilson to Dallas. But you know that I'm going to ask this question because this is what we do at Chat Sports. We ask the difficult questions. Who do you think's the better quarterback? Type DP for Dak Prescott or type RW for Russell Wilson. The reason why I'm bringing this up here is this, because if you're the Dallas Cowboys, right, America's team, probably the best franchise for a quarterback to want to go play for in terms of making the best name for yourself or building your brand, could you get a guy like Russell? And if he actually wanted to come to Dallas, maybe you could actually pull it off. Or do you just stick with the guy you had because, well, he was having an incredible season last year before he ended up getting hurt? But go down in the comments. Let me know. Type DP for Dak Prescott or RW for Russell Wilson. So I saw this tweet today, and I thought it was pretty interesting from Deanna Rossini. She said, just texted with an NFL head coach about the upcoming cuts and what he expects. It's going to be a massacre next week all around the league. So obviously there's going to be a lot of things happening with free agency coming up, with tags coming up, with cuts happening literally as we are filming the show. What I want you to do is hit the subscribe button, because if you miss something, it's not going to be my fault. It's not going to be Tom's fault. It's not going to be anybody here at Chat Sports' fault. It's going to be your fault. So hit the notification bell. It's right underneath the video. It literally looks like this bell. Click all, that way you don't miss a thing. And join us for our live shows every single Monday and Wednesday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific. And if you're an NBA fan, guess what? We're doing NBA videos here as well on Fridays live. So subscribe so you don't miss a thing. One of the biggest stories I saw circulating around the Twitter sphere today was Chris Sims. He broke down his top 5 quarterbacks in the 2021 NFL Draft, and he actually had Zach Wilson ranked at number 1. Obviously, this caused a major stir because everybody is like, well, it's Trevor Lawrence. He's going to be the number 1 quarterback. And everyone's basically said that Trevor Lawrence is the number 1 quarterback and should be the number 1 quarterback for, honestly, about 2 years now. I mean, that's how sold we were on him. However, Sims basically said that when the Jags take Lawrence, the Jets should sprint to the podium and take Zach Wilson. He also said that, they basically should not bring in any other quarterback, so they shouldn't trade for Deshaun Watson. They shouldn't trade for Russell Wilson, that they should rock and roll with the BYU quarterback, Zach, and that if he was drafting number 1, he would take Zach Wilson. It's pretty interesting, right? So here are his top 5 quarterbacks. At number 1, Zach Wilson from BYU. Number 2 is Trevor Lawrence from Clemson. Number 3, Mac Jones from Alabama. Number 4 was Kellen Mond, which I thought was a little bit of a reach, but it's okay. We'll get to my rankings here in a second. Justin Fields at number 5. I will say this as well, and I can't forget about Trey Lance from North Dakota State at number 6. Before you laugh and before you call out Chris Sims, he might not do a lot of things well. Sorry, Chris. But the one thing that I think he has actually been able to do fairly well is analyze quarterback talent, especially coming out of the draft. So in 2017, he liked Patrick Mahomes a lot. In 2018, he had Lamar Jackson ranked as his number 1 quarterback. Last year, he thought Justin Herbert should be over Tua. So he's made some, we'll say, risky calls before, and some have looked good. All I'm saying is maybe just give him the benefit of doubt. So here are my top quarterback prospects in 2021. Number 1, Trevor Lawrence. Number 2, Zach Wilson. Number 3 is Justin Fields. 4, Trey Lance. And 5, Mac Jones. Am I going to simply say that his list is crazy? Maybe minus the Kellen Mond. I think he's more of like a 4th round, 5th round type of quarterback. But maybe he's buying into the hype a little bit. But the other thing that Chris Sims definitely said, which I thought was curious, that he believes 6 quarterbacks are going to go in round 1. That's a lot. So with him putting Kellen Mond at number 4, he's simply just saying that, hey, I think Kellen Mond is a round 1 quarterback and that he could potentially go in the round 1, which makes it 6 quarterbacks going in round 1. That's a lot of QBs, right? Me, on the other hand, I don't see Kellen Mond going in round 1. I do see 5 quarterbacks going. And in fact, it really wouldn't surprise me if you see 4 quarterbacks go in the top 10. The only quarterback that I think falls that doesn't go in the top 10, it's going to be Mac Jones. But does he slide past a team like the Chicago Bears at 20? Could another team maybe potentially trade up to go up and get a Mac Jones? That's really where it kind of comes into consideration for me. Now, I don't want to take anything away from Zach Wilson, who had an incredible year at BYU and continues to get better and better and really made a big jump from 2019 to 2020, where he had a completion percentage of 73.5, 3,692 yards, 33 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, was also a big-time leader on and off the field. So Wilson being the number 1 quarterback, not totally sold on it, but at least, Chris Sims has got a word or two, and I wanted to give my 2 cents on it. So what do you think here? Prediction time. How many quarterbacks get drafted in round 1? Chris Sims says up to 6. I'm saying there's going to be 5. If you guys want to just put your over-unders in there, I guess right now it's at 5.5. Go down in the comments section and let me know how many quarterbacks get drafted in round 1. If you're looking for an awesome deal, look no further. NFL shirts under $18.74. If you got a favorite team, which I imagine y'all do, go to chatsports.com/NFL shirts because they just released these new shirts, and they like to call them their X-ray shirts. I think they're super dope. They come in sizes from small all the way up to 4XL. And in fact, Bronco shirts are even cheaper than $18.74. And if you're a Buccaneers fan, I've even seen $14.99. I mean, if you need an NFL shirt, usually they're $25, I believe, but they are on sale right now. They come in all different colors, all different sizes as well. Chatsports.com/NFL shirts. If you want to spam in the chat who your favorite NFL team is, please go do it. I definitely would appreciate that. One more time, chatsports.com/NFL shirts, where you can get these X-ray shirts under $18.74. But hurry, because I do know for some NFL teams they are going quick, so don't be the fan that misses out on this awesome deal. Let's talk now about Sam Darnold and a potential trade that could happen. So today, Jets general manager Joe Douglas, spoke about the idea of him answering calls about a potential trade for Sam Darnold. And Rappaport goes on and say that there's no firm decision on which way it'll go, basically meaning that from his conversations or from what he hears, that the Jets still don't 100% know whether or not they're going to move on from Darnold. I'm simply telling you this. If Joe Douglas is answering calls about a potential trade for Darnold, they're trying to trade him away. They're not really trying to do anything else. They're not trying to see what they could potentially get for Darnold if they're not interested in moving on from him. Has he been giving every opportunity that I think has been fair for him? No, I don't think so. Is he a young quarterback who I thought was a round 1 talent? Yes. Do I think he should have gone number 3 overall? No, I do not. But you can't sit here and say that he's really gotten a fair shake, because Adam Gase, breaking news, was not a good NFL coach. There wasn't a lot of talent around him. Do I know that do I think he's ever going to live up to the hype? I don't think so. However, there will be some teams that I think could at least say, could I take a shot on Sam Darnold? Now, here are some of those teams I think make the most sense on going out and potentially working out a deal for him. I think it's the San Francisco 49ers, depending on what they do with Jimmy G. Let's just say they move on from Garoppolo. They save a lot of money. It's like, $24 million essentially. 26.3. Then maybe you go out and get a guy like Darnold. The Washington football team. They were able to win the NFC East last year with literally nobody at QB. Sorry, Alex Smith. Darnold could be an interesting option. The Houston Texans, the reason why they're on this list, if they do decide to move on from Watson, they need somebody to play QB. The New England Patriots seem like a very logical fit, in my opinion, because Darnold would be the best QB on that team. And then Chicago Bears. They need a quarterback. He would be an upgrade over Nick Foles. He would be an upgrade over Mitchell Trubisky. So where will Darnold play in 2020? 2021. Here at Chat Sports, we're all about trying to predict. We're all about trying to figure out where exactly some of these bigger time quarterbacks are going to play. So what I want you to do, think about it. Where will Sam Darnold go play in 2021? Scroll on down in the comment section and let me know. I see Untouchable Raider. He's saying Broncos. Seeing some Washington, seeing some 49ers. Continue to let me know. And if you don't like my top 5 list, hit me up on IG at Mitchell Renz 365.